Day 23, lace and a timetable or calendar. I'm really struggling with this one. Welcome to DEPHEMEREMBER, your daily inspiration of junk journal ephemera in December. This is a collaboration with Luise, Heinzl, and this is Barbara from Vienna, Austria. So the lace part, I think, is quite simple. I have plenty of beautiful lace, but the timetable or calendar is a true challenge. I thought about making my own timetable or calendar, but I knew, if I'm honest to myself, I'm not going to like the result. Because I don't like my own handwriting, and if I have to stamp everything, it's just gonna take me way too long. So I decided to go with a very simple route. So this is going to probably be a pretty short video. I love working with original vintage documents, and I went through the documents that I have. I don't have a whole lot, but I have a few that I have bought at flea markets mostly. And I found this one. Now this is quite a big page. It's like A3, what we would say here in Europe. And it's like a register for teachers. And it's from Austria. It's from the 1920s. The surname of the teacher is Hofbauer. I cannot read the last name. It could be Ernst, but I don't know. He was born, I think it says December 1897 in Lower Austria, and he was married with Maria Hofbauer, and they got married on May 27th, 1925. And when you look down here, this here is a timetable of all the places he has worked as a teacher. And here you can see the years. So this is like 1920 to 21, 21, 22, 22, 23, goes all the way up to 1938. These are all different cities or towns in Austria. So I think this is a really cool document, and it has sort of a timetable. I'm gonna call this my timetable because because I think it's beautiful. And I'm just gonna go with that. And I really wanted to share this with you so that you can enjoy this as well. So, ta-da! Here's another freebie. So this is the same thing, just in smaller. So here you have that timetable. So as usual, this is going to be available with the link in my description box from today. What did we say it was? December 23rd. For 7 days until December 30th, end of day Central European time. So go to that download and have fun with it. Let's look at our second to last window. This really feels quite empty now. So 23 and then 24 tomorrow will be the last window, because here in Austria, we celebrate Christmas on the evening of December 24th, so there's nothing for the last day, unfortunately. But let's check out number 23. And it's a bag of Happy Cola. It's again too early for me to eat these, so I will save them for later. I really have no idea yet what I'm going to do with this, but I think a good first step is to get rid of this white on the back. So I think actually first I'm going to just try to add a few drops of coffee on the front, because we want this looking vintage as well. So I don't want to spray the whole thing, but I just want a couple of drops like that. And then I'll just turn it around, and then I'll spray the back. You could also brush on some coffee with either a foam brush or a paintbrush. So I think now I'll take some off. This is going to take forever to dry. And I'll use the heat gun to dry it off completely. This is what it looks like after it's dried. So if you're printing on an inkjet printer like I am, you really need to be careful, of course, with how much liquid you add to your printable, even if it's the back side, because what can happen is what we see here is that the writing is no longer crisp because, of course, the ink is going to smear a little bit. So if you're worried about that, then just brush your coffee on gently on the back instead of just spraying the whole thing. But a cool effect is now that we see actually the print on the back side as well, faintly, so that we could still write over it, but we have something there, and so it's not like a blank page. So I don't mind that this smeared a little bit. And I actually think that like for the timetable or any of the writing here, it's fine because it kind of looks like it was like water damaged because it was written like with a fountain pen probably. And so I think it looks totally natural that it would be a little bit smeared. But of course, that effect doesn't work for all printables. If you have a beautiful design, then it's not going to look nice when it's smeared. So keep that in mind, please. So I've already showed you in another video how I make my documents look a little bit more vintage when they are printed. And I will do the same thing here. And I can already see that I have a fold here and here. So I will start by folding it exactly like it was here. And I will fold it back and forth a few times to make it seem like it has been opened and folded up again a few times already. And I'll do the same thing for this fold. So I'll fold it like this. Then I want like a dog ear here. Maybe down here as well. And I'll just wrinkle the whole thing a little bit. I think that's good enough. I'm not going to do any, or will I? Maybe here on the fold, I'll do a little tear. Folds a lot of times tear a little bit. And then I will add a little bit of ink on those folds, just very lightly. And then I'll also take my flat brush and ink around the edges. Just a little bit. And we need to go over this dog ear as well. And I'll do that on the front and the back. I'd say this looks pretty vintage now. In order to decide what kind of decoration I want to add here and how and where I want to add my lace, I think it's helpful to look at the ephemera that we have where I might want to add this to. So we have this little pocket. We already have this piece of ephemera inside. So we could fold it up to put it in this smaller pocket. We could also add this to our journal as a pocket or a tuck spot. So that means if we fold this up, we could then easily stick it in like this. Or if the page is big enough, we could even stick it in like this. It's one option. And then we have this corner tuck spot. Again, depending on the size of our page, we could either stick it in like this or fold it up, stick it in like this or somehow like this. And we also have this tuck spot in which I could also stick it like this, but for this one I might want to make it a little bit bigger as well, depending on my page size. Now I have, of course, the issue that I don't have my journal yet, and I'm not even sure yet what my page size will be. But given the size of the ephemera I've made so far, they're gonna have to be pretty big. So that means if I'm going to put it in like this, and I think I'll pair it with this pocket, I will decorate this corner up here rather than this corner here. If I were to fold it up like this, then I would decorate this corner here. I mean, you don't absolutely have to know where it goes in your journal before you decorate it. Even if you decorate it here now, you will always find a space to put it in your journal. But I'm just trying to think a bit more strategic because I know I'm going to need something for my pockets anyway. And why not make the ephemera already to fit the way I need it to fit? So that means I'm going to look at the colors here to see what will match here. And luckily I have this beautiful turquoise lace. And I think that will be really cute to have a part of that up there. I also have this beautiful gold lace, and I have this beautiful cheesecloth. And I think either would actually go because the gold is in here as well, in this little round element. But we also have this color. So either of these would work. So I guess I should decide more on what material I want to combine it with. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the lace. Do I want it underneath or over it? Maybe over it, but I want a smaller piece so that we don't lose too much of this lace. That's a bit long. And maybe we add one of our handmade buttons on this one. Maybe the blue butterfly. Oh, that's cute. Any other options we want to consider? There's the dragonfly one too. I think I'll go with the dragonfly because that has the gold in it and we have the gold here as well. Going to sew the button on with some embroidery thread. I think I'll take a golden one to match with this lace. I think this one should work very well. Yep. Oh, it's beautiful needle book she made for me. This makes me so happy every time I see it. I think I'll sew this right through the paper. And I like that the lace is sticking out here. I just want to decide from the back or from the front. Will I tie it in the back or will I tie a bow or a knot in the front? I think I'll go from the front. Now make a double knot and leave the ends hanging a bit longer. And I won't even glue these down because I want to be able to lift them up so I can see the writing here. Let's see what it would look like in a beautiful journal like Honey's. Find a page. Let's try maybe this one. So we'd have our pocket and then we'd have our document in here like that. And we'd have lots of journaling space here on the back. We can always also, I guess, put it in like this, then this would be sideways. I guess that would be fine too. I do prefer it like this though. I know this was a super quick video, but I hope it inspired you anyway, and I especially hope you enjoy the freebie. So go check that out. And I'm so curious to see if Luise made her own timetable or calendar or what she used. So let's check that out later together. And let's see what else the other creators have done in the playlist below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and see you tomorrow. Wait. Let's see what we have tomorrow. Paperclip and fabric. Okay, that sounds like a very fun embellishment. So hope to see you back here tomorrow. Love you guys. Mwah, mwah.